All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations unto the Achiam, unto the elect, that are scattered across the four corners of this earth, pushing the truth and faith and sincerity. I'm the brother Shema Allah from the GMS Houston camp. And this lesson is going to be entitled, The Soul Becomes Dyed with the Color of His Thoughts. And this is another Stoic lesson. And another quote from Marcus Aurelius. And that's where I get most of my quotes from. Eventually I would probably, look at the other Stoics, as well. But this is, the main guy, that I kind of go to and go through, some of the quotes, that he has. But like always, these lessons are meant to take the scriptures or to take these quotes and to basically, further, expound on it, with scriptures or relate them, unto, scriptures, that are within the Bible. Okay. Because all wisdom comes from the Bible, and Stoicism, is a way of life, a mindset to have, while living, basically, how you view things and how you look at things. All right. But yeah, the quote, matter of fact, let me actually, pull it up. That's one thing I didn't do yet. Give me a minute. I mean, I basically already said it, but I guess, just in case, you might be, whoever listening might be visual. All right. So let's see. Sure. All right. So this is a quote. It says, the soul becomes dyed with the color, of its thoughts. So, the soul basically talking about your spirit, right? Your mind, right? Gets dyed with the color of his thoughts. Now, dye changes the color of something. So like if something was white before, whatever color you throw on that, it becomes that. All right. And so on, right? You can throw another color on that and it will change. Okay. So, but the thoughts, is basically the dye. And this is what changes you. Okay. So the thoughts that you think, that's what you become. So you have to be careful, what, you allow in your mind, because we are plagued, with demons, messing with us, throughout the day, or planting certain thoughts in our mind that are not true, making you feel like you're not significant, that you're not good enough, and all of these things. You gotta make sure, to protect your mind, from these, types of thoughts. All right. And, we shouldn't walk around feeling defeated, when Yahweh Shai has, shed his blood for us, right, and got us to victory. All right. Because through Yahweh Shai, we will overcome. We will overcome all of this BS, in this world. All right. And from us knowing this knowledge and having this truth and, having this understanding, all right, we should, be grateful for that, right? Because we're in a better position than most people. right? And the Lord has shown favor to us by giving us this truth. All right. And the Lord is not going to show that favor to everybody. Okay. So you should have a sense of, I guess you can say, pride, as far as, you know, not pride, as far as, thinking that you're better than anybody or this and that. Just, just having a good mindset, I should say. I should have said that. Just, walking around, you know, um, like I said, not feeling defeated, not feeling down, right? But knowing that you're in a good position, so your thoughts, should be as such. Okay. So this is Proverbs 37. It says, "For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he." So that's anybody. And this is like one of my favorite scriptures. As you think in your mind, that's what you become. Okay. So just remember that, right? So whatever you want to be, however you want to be, just fill yourself with those thoughts. Okay. Get into these scriptures and have your mind filled with these things. All right. To combat, the negative things, that, maybe, bothering you or wearing you down. Just like when you read Matthew the 4th chapter, Yahweh he combated with Satan through the scriptures. And that's how we do it. All right, because this flesh is gonna have, some crazy, thoughts, right? And you're gonna have some crazy things going through your mind, but you got to keep it under control. All right, with prayer as well. All right, it's another scripture I just thought about. Proverbs 4:23. Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. So protect your mind. Okay, be diligent in protecting your mind, because what's in your mind comes out into your life, and it's going to show around, the people you surround yourself with. Okay, people will be able to see it. So if you have a defeated mindset, that's going to show in your character, and basically how you treat yourself. Other people, is going to treat you the same in this world. That's just how it works. All right, you got to value yourself for others to value you. All right, or people would just not want to be around you. So you have to protect your mind. All of these negative thoughts, the thoughts are not just going to go away. All right, it's not just saying, oh, you know, you just gonna be protected from all negative thoughts. You ain't gonna think nothing negative. You're not. No, it's not saying that. But when these things come, you need to know how to handle these things, because we all are gonna have those days. Okay, but we have comfort right through these scriptures, so we have to use these comforts. Right, a lot of people, will run to drugs. They'll run to alcohol, right, or whatever amount of comfort, right. But these scriptures are our comfort. Okay. Let's get. He says, "As a man thinketh, so is he." So whoever thinketh, man or woman, all right. It says Matthew 15:18. But those things which proceed out of the mouth come from the heart, and they defile the man. All right. So the things, that come out of the mouth come from the mind, that come from the spirit, right? So the things that you say, right, or that you believe in, that comes from your spirit. Okay, however your spirit is. All right. And this is what will defile you. All right. And it says, "For out of the heart proceed evil thoughts, murders, adulteries, fornications, thefts, false witness, blasphemies." All right. So on the lesser scale, how think about it as of negative thoughts, not having that confidence, about yourself. All right. Doubting, all of these things. this could defile you as well. Okay. And you could be one of those people that always thinks nothing is never gonna go good. That you're not good enough. Or I don't know what to do, and panicking and this and that. You defiling yourself with those thoughts. Okay. One thing we have to do, like I said, constantly pray. The Lord will show you. All right. Matthew the 7th chapter, where it says, "Ask, right, and ye shall receive." Yahshua also said, "What ye have not, because ye ask not." Okay, so you have to ask, but not only asking, but you got to put these things into action as well, right? Because why do you have certain negative, thoughts about yourself, right? You have to basically see, where is this problem coming from? Are you trying to control something that you can't control? You know, that's the part that you have to let go, and you got to change the things you can change. Oh, I'm out of shape, this and that. Well, do a little exercise then. All right. Or I don't eat well, this and that. Well, eat healthier. You got to make those steps. You can't just, sit back, in the woe is me spirit and just want things to change, but you're not trying to do the change. Right. We all should just be striving to be 1% better. Okay. Or you may feel like that you need to, study more. Well, study more. I create you a plan to study more. Don't just say I need to study more. No, do it. Or I need to get better in this area of my life. I need to do this. I need to do that. And, do it. All right. Or these things will keep bothering you. All right. But like I said, don't be stressing about things that you cannot control. Okay. The Most High put particular and gave us particular gifts and made our spirits particular ways, designed us in certain ways. You can't change those things. Okay. But you can change how you think, you can change how you behave, and all of this, right? But this is Romans 12:2. And be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, right? And that's the main part I want to get out of the scripture. Don't be with the shape of this world. All right. Because these people don't have Yahushua. Okay, so the people I'm talking about, the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, right? They don't all of them are not going to have Yahushua. Even just the heathen too, they don't have it. But so when they're stressing about something, they're not running to the Lord, right? They have their gods and their idols that they worship. Okay. But these are not the true powers, and they don't really understand prophecy. They don't understand the promises and the things that are coming unto us. And but we do. We know what's gonna happen. Okay. And so we got comfort, like I said, from these scriptures. So we need to use this comfort and utilize this comfort. All right. Don't be like the world. Like I said, when things go wrong, they run to drugs and alcohol, or whatever things that comfort them in this world. That becomes destructive over time. Because a lot of times you just got to deal with that. We drink. The scriptures say, "Well, give drink unto him that is ready to perish, strong drink unto him that is ready to perish." All right, we do that, but sometimes, man, you just gotta take it on and embrace whatever feeling you feeling. Okay, that's how you get stronger. Don't run from it. All right, whenever you feel yourself trying to run from it, you just try to lock in, right, and deal with it. All right, especially as a man, this is what we got to do. All right. And we're not dealing with it alone. We have the spirit of Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, that is with us. All right. But this is Philippians 4:8, right? Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of a good report. If there be any virtue, if there be any praise, think on these things. All right, so he's basically giving you a list of things to think on. Okay, so this is the type of mindset that we should have. No matter our mistakes, no matter our past mistakes, the things that we fell short of, the insecurities, all the you gotta let that go. All right. And think about the kingdom. Think about these things. Think about how the Lord is going to change us. Think about how the Lord is going to make us perfect. All right. Think about how we're going to be living in the kingdom of heaven. All right. Think about the Lord, giving, giving you a chance at salvation by giving you this truth and letting you understand his name. All right. And his son's name. Right. Surrounding you with people that are like minded. All right. Think about that. Think about the things that the Lord has blessed you with. Right? Think about, the position that the Lord has you in. Okay. Because a lot of people don't have that. First of all, a lot of people are not going to get to the truth. All right. And you could be in a particular position in your life, so of course, we want better and we want to do better. Right. But a lot of people, all right, will die to be in your position. Okay. Or would love to be you. All right. So that's a lesson. I know this is edifying. With that, I'm going to say shalom.